Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so time to put the last few pieces together on my gingerbread men and the little house. So let's start with the little boy and girl biscuits here that I'm trying to dress now. Everything's stitched down, invisible stitch this lace down so it's not going anywhere, and then just did an overcast stitch with normal sewing machine cotton around the outside edge. So I was just sitting here cutting out his trousers and then a couple little strips for his straps over his shoulders. So same thing, I will stitch them down with just some overcast stitch and then do some embellishing on him and get his little face on him. They tend to have like quite big round eyes with then a little dot on the inside. That looks very scary, so I'll have to play with that a little bit. Might make him a little bit kooky by positioning the pupil just to the side. And then I'll have a little nose and a little mouth. Little happy little gingerbread man. So that'll be pretty easy to stitch on. I might even look at, once I get his trousers down, I might do some, like when you get the icing and pipe on some additional stitching. So you could do all sorts of things with this. So I might put some zigzag stitches in a white cotton on his little legs. Might be able to do something with maybe a little belt through here, or to at least denote that there might be a belt there. We'll see how it goes when I pick up my needle and thread, but there's not a lot I can do to trousers. We could have a button on his braces there. Okay, so it'll be a little bit of embellishing and then his face, so pretty easy. So how I did his pants is I just got a piece of fabric and I traced his shape again. So I'm going to have a go at doing the little dress next, or pinafore. So I know her shape. It is now on my piece of fabric. So I'm thinking I'll do a skirt first. So we'll just find her waist by just putting a line through, and then we'll kick the skirt out past her side of her legs, and then bring it down like so. So we're pretty much drawing the clothes on her. A little bit crooked. That squares up there a little bit. And then kick that up. I actually thought the skirt, this little dress would be the harder of the two to do, but that's not too bad. That sort of looks like a skirt. So let's cut that out. Concentrating. I had a great weekend visiting my dad, and then we went on to visit family at Hervey Bay. So we were away for 3 days and it was great. I took a little bit of hand sewing with me, but I didn't end up picking it up, and I sort of feel a little refreshed because of it. It's funny how that happens. I had the grandest of plans, you know, panic that I had nothing to do. That's pretty good. Might just take a little bit of fullness out of her skirt. So I've got to be a little bit careful there. Or do I leave it on there? I'm going to leave it on there because that will allow me to actually do a few more things, I think. So I'll just pin that. You end up not picking up a needle and thread all weekend, and it was just it was just good. It sort of cleared the head a little bit. So she'll have now, what about we do, I was thinking about doing a little apron for her. And these crochet bits are perfect because they have that little scallop. Yeah, I like that. It's getting the right shape. So I need to sort of, not that I can see that real well. Just trying to mimic the shape of her little body. Not that the apron needs to go all the way to the edge of the skirt, because aprons don't. They can hang wherever on your body, I guess. But I do like that. Do I need to shorten up the apron? No, I'm going to make it substantial. I might just raise it a little bit. And that edge there could sort of give the hint of a waistband and the apron straps. Okay, yeah, I like that. Now she needs a little bib. I wonder if I can get enough out of this to give her a little bib, or do I invert it? No. Let's just trim that. Needs, probably isn't wide enough. I suppose we could put in another piece of fabric, couldn't we? Where's our little, does it have to be lacy? Probably not. Do we, let's draw it on here first. Do we just add, we need straps to make it over the shoulder, so we'll bring it back a little bit so we can just sneak over the shoulder. Yeah, I like that. I did call into my most favourite patchwork fabric shop in Hervey Bay, Dewdrop Inn. Oh, I could spend hours in there. In fact, I went back twice in the same day. I was a little bit rushed on my first drop-in, so because we were between meetings with work, and not work, like builders. We're doing a project up there, and we were meeting a builder, and we sort of, I dropped in there because I thought I had about an hour and a half, but then things got changed and I ended up having to leave and then go back. I wonder, I like that because it just gives me a background. It's a little bit of modesty for our girl. I'm wondering if I can cut that down to make straps to go over it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so anyway, I flew in, had a look around. Oh, you know, as you do, overwhelming. And then I had to fly back out the door. I made a small purchase, and then I said, oh, look, I'll be back later after my appointment. And then I probably got back there about 2 hours later and really did some damage. It was so good. I really, really like that shop. Really, really. Did I mention I really, really like that shop? It's really good. Oh, that could be used. Let's get the other strap out for now. And then we'll have a look at what other piece we could add there. So I picked up some Christmas fabric and just some general fabric, and I sort of nutted out in my head while I was walking around a bit of an idea for my next video series, so I was pretty pleased with that. I might just cut this little piece out here because I'm thinking it will add a nice detail. Trim it back. So yeah, I'm filming this, we got back Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon we got back, so it's Wednesday morning. You'll be watching this Saturday. And so I thought I better get in here and sort of nut out the next phase of this so that I can get stitching tonight and really finish it off. So I'll probably do this little video in 2 parts. We're sort of setting me up with some more homework. And then I'll come back with my progress. Yeah, I think that'll work. I'm gonna create a little detail on the apron, her bib. I'll probably sit it on top of the straps. Just seems to look a little bit better. So I'll trim that down and stitch it all into position. So I'm pretty happy with that. Whoops, just pin that. And once again, I'll do her face. Oh, she's got all of her little lacy bits on now. Little dress. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Cute, cute, cute. That's not going to go anywhere. All right. And once again, looks like I need a nice big circle first. And then I'll move the eyes over so they're looking at each other. He's smiling and she's smiling back at him. How cute. Just a few little stitches, and I might then do some embellishment on her. Maybe that same zigzag idea can go around the bottom of her dress just to add a little extra detail. I'm sure that'll come to light as I start stitching and what else I can do, but that'll be a good start. A little zigzag around there. I might even, before this goes on, I might just do a running stitch in here just to show that maybe that pinafore is stitched down. And those will be trimmed off. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That'll come together. All right, so what I might do is I might stop the video and I'm just going to pack up all the blue, get it out of my way, and underneath it is the container of the red so we can piece together some more elements for our gingerbread house. Okay, everyone, see you in a second. Bye. Hello, everyone. I'm back now. Before I go on with the red one, once I've finished filming that blue portion where we pinned all of their clothes on, I went to pack up all of my fabrics and realised that I needed to do the elements needed to do the cover, number 7. So I pinned together some of the scrap that I didn't use to decorate the little girl, and that's pretty much ready to stitch. And I also selected some fabrics to go around the outer edge of that panel. So once that's stitched onto there, there'll be some blue buttons go into the corner of my piece, and that will be the cover to create the advent. So I did that as well. So I thought I'd better show you that. So that's all sorted. Now, the red one. Okay, everything's stitched down. I couched the peppermint string around the outside, stitched down the little door and some trim. So now it's just about adding some more bits and pieces. So what I'm thinking I want to do is over this side here, I'll definitely do a candy cane or 2. What have we got in the way of fabrics that could be a good candy cane? Let's have a little look. Very beigey. We need a red. Let's pull those out. Probably that one would make a candy cane. What else have we got? I think I like those, that colour. Just a bit of a softer red because it's so bright there. So I might just cut, a piece off and just put that to one side. The other thing I want to do in the garden is have some peppermints, some lollipop peppermints. So this here I'll just draw on here and cut out a bit of a candy cane shape. Whether it's going to be the right size or not, I guess doesn't really matter at this stage. It's really just piecing together probably not a long enough. Look, I'll cut it out. Might not have a long enough shaft, but I will have layers of them, so I will need a few that will tuck in behind lace. So I'm just gonna get this first one into position and see if I like it. Excuse me. I'll pinch that selvage a little bit to give me that little bit extra length. Yeah. All right, so that's definitely going to be the right size. Whether he's strong enough in colour. I'm thinking he's not, but we can always change it. But that's roughly my size, I believe. And I think I need to make the top of the cane just curl down a little bit more. So I will play with that design a little bit more and try and get that to come down here a little bit, if that makes sense. So the shape's not quite right, but the size is good. And they're just going to be sticking up everywhere across the bottom of my village. Oh, not village. We've already done a village. It's the gingerbread house. So now I want to make a peppermint. I might just add a little bit of glue to this edge, and that'll help me control the fraying. That this does really, really easily. I'll just keep that a little bit more. Okay, I'm hoping, if all goes to plan, that I can coil this product. Let's see. And if I can coil it, then I'll just smother my piece with peppermint lollies. They'll be on sticks. They'll be just randomly sitting in amongst the snow. And I'm hoping that I can just create any size I want. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. And because it's not shiny, it's actually cotton, it's sort of gripping onto itself a little bit, which is good. If this was shiny twine, like a synthetic product, this would be potentially a slippery nightmare. But this is actually, got even a little bit of static electricity there is holding it all. Oh yeah, how's that for? It's not even pulling away from me. That's great. So that's going to allow me now to do, oh, how good's that? It's holding its structure in the air. Oh, I like that. Okay. Now it's a case of, I might just snip it. one peppermint. And that can potentially tuck under. How good is that, holding its structure like that? And there's not even a stitch in it. So let's just put that little guy down on my work, like so. And of course the lace is now gripping around it. Yeah, I love it. There's some little snippets of lace that came off that piece that I squinched onto the top of the little house. They were sticking up in the air. So I just kept those. So that's pretty good. I like that. I wonder if I pop a bit of glue in there while I got it. I think I might. Let's see if I can just flick that up a little bit. Pop some glue where that end would be. And just catch it. Can't hurt. Yeah, that's good. Happy with that. Okay, one peppermint. Let's make another one. So just a little bit of glue on the end just to help hold those fibres together. Where's the stopper for my glue so it doesn't dry out? Twist that a little bit. Okay, now wind it up. Oh, this is going to be fun. So it's just going to be heaps of candy canes and lollies, all peppermint themed, to decorate the board that the little house sits on. And I'll make some extra lollies. I might make a bigger one this time to decorate the little house as well. Oh, how easy is this? Oh, that's great. I've been thinking about it all weekend, how I was going to make a series of lollies or lollipops, bonbons. Yes, no, that's good, that's good. Really, really good. That's amazing, actually. It's the thread that's helping me here. It's a cotton-based baker's twine. It's probably not even baker's twine, I don't know. It's just part of a collection of ribbons and twines that we actually sold in our store last year or the year before, and it's been sitting in my craft room thinking that that might be handy one day. So I just took a roll, and little did I know that it was going to be lollipops. Okay, I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on that last. Not much glue left. Just a bit, just to give me a, oops, there goes my glue. Just to give me a little bit of a hand holding that. Oh, very good. Get my glue bottle back off the floor. Okay, so that will work a treat. There'll be a cluster of lollipops there. Now, the other thing I wanted to do is have a play with these buttons. I felt like they might be good. These are made from shell, and then they've polished them all up. Now, I would think that they're actually been dyed, unless there is a red shell out there that made these buttons, which is just absolutely amazing. I've always wondered about them. If you know, let me know. I ordered them online, and they've got this really glossy redness to them, but the back is actually red shell. But whether that's been soaked in a dye, possibly. I thought maybe on this little house, but I'm not really liking that, to be honest. I might use them within this embroidery down here, just as little pops of colour. So they're definitely not going to go on there. The other thing I found in my stash is some red roses. Now, some of them have green leaves and some don't. So I thought about even adding a few of those as well as just little embellishments to build up texture. Sort of goes with my style, just to decorate. So there'll be a little bit of that happening as well in the garden with lollipops. I stitched down 3 pieces of this lace as well. That was the piece that I had. So there's 2 of them there and 1 there. So just to provide a bit of a foreground. So I'm thinking there'll be something to do with those roses as well. So just a case of grabbing some little elements, having them on my stand, and then having a play with some candy canes. I'm thinking this is actually not going to work. I'm not liking the colour of it. I think I need to go a little bit darker. But candy canes are striped. Maybe that's my problem. I've got a piece of this here. Maybe I should try and cut a candy cane out of this and have a little look. Let's have a play, guys. So I need it to be, see, it's such a wide stripe. I probably need a more narrow stripe. But does it matter? Probably not. I'm going to make the base of the candy cane to be straighter, then come up and over, and see if this is a better design. Down there, nice long cane at the bottom here. Yeah, that's probably a little bit better. This is a bit of ticking. It's not old ticking, it's new, that I purchased off someone on Etsy that was selling, I think, a blue, a grey and a red in a little pack. I might just leave that extra length because the length is handy. You can always trim it back. So I've got 3 elements so far. I've got the little lollipop, I've got the button, I've got some rosettes. And hopefully this cane will work. I think I'm going to like this better. It's a stronger colour. I could add a gingerbread man, just a little guy. He would work. Let's pull this down into position. And yeah, much, much better. Okay, so I'll just pin him somewhere in the background, I think. Whether he stays there or not is another thing, but that's a good start. Yep, so we've got a cane. Whether we need another one or not, I don't know. Maybe we don't. I just don't want to take the lace too far away. Like, the lace was what got me all excited, having a very lacy background. And these little morsels of lace that are here, I think they'll be worked in as well, just to soften the whole thing. Where's my pins? Okay, so I'm just going to pin them. just so that they don't get forgotten. Maybe I'm going to move this guy over to here so that he can be seen on the little house. Okay, how about these little rosettes? Could go on the little house. Oh, look, you can do so much. I'm still not decided what I'm going to do here. I've had a few suggestions from a few of you. A window, a heart. Some loved the bow, some didn't. I'm just still not sure. I think once I start embellishing and decorating, something will come together. And I think half of my problem is that I've used a gorgeous piece of lace as an overlay here, and I don't really want to lose it too much. See, it's sitting in there to create that texture. It's like another layer of icing on top of the little house. So I'm still tending towards the bow because it's not going to take away from what's underneath. So I think the bow will happen. I don't think I'll do a little window, but it's all going to come down to as well what goes on the little here. If I do some little candy canes, not candy canes, peppermints, which I'm sort of thinking I might, being that this string is actually coiling really well, I might just keep going with the whole peppermint thing. Why not? It's a lot of fun creating them. And it matches, it sort of drifts that scene up into the little house. If I could do maybe 3 or 4 turns around. Like, let's cut it at that size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd have to make 6 of them. Okay. Yeah. It's going to be peppermints, guys. Little peppermints. Oh, they're fun to make. It'll just keep it all within that theme as well. So what I'll do is I'll couch them on, or just put some stitches through the cotton to hold everything. A little bit of glue there will help with that frayed edges. Yeah, there we go. Little peppermints will go across there. I'm going to use the bow because I want to see that lace. As I said at the beginning of this episode 1 of this, I really want to highlight some of these old laces. And if anything, the house and the lollies are just, you know, a little element on the side. It's all about that doily. I might even be able to use him in there. Oh, he's lost. If I do, he needs to be a stronger colour. Let's cut one out of this fabric. Maybe a different size. I'm just going to slide that up. Pin that on properly. No need to stab it on. It's actually going to stay. Now, let's draw another cane. So we need quite a flat bottom, and then it sort of goes up and around from there. Nice and long cane part so that you've got plenty of wriggle room size-wise. Get a bit of shape there. Okay, let's cut this little guy out. It's getting quite fiddly. I can put some beads through as well, like sprinkles of rock candy. can't hardly see. That's terrible English. I cannot see the drawing of my cane there, but anyway, nothing like slow stitch to give you wriggle room on design. Very fiddly. Won't be many of these. That winding of the peppermint is actually easier than cutting that cane. There's another one. He can sit in there with his mate. Oh, that keeps flipping up. There we go. We'll pin him for now. Okay, well, maybe he works in as well. He's not bad, but he's just not really seen. No, get rid of him. Stop it, Corinne. Okay, and then we'll put a couple little roses as we drift out to that side. I don't think we'll keep that green. That's good. Then, you know, a button or two could pop in. It'll be just building up some of the bits and bobs. There's a little bow too that I have kicking around, so that might go in there. It'll just be lots of, oh, I know, that'll be on the bottom of the cane. Yeah, look at that. Oh, I wonder if I've got more of them. I bet I don't. That can go on the bottom of that candy cane. That looks like it's meant to be. And then I might just couch something that disappears behind that flower to denote that that's the stick. So that will work. What else have I got in my box of tricks? Let's have a look at this bling again. I sort of feel like I do need to bring some bling in, or am I just being attracted to these shiny things? I probably don't need the bling. There's a button. He can come out. See, I've got these white flowers as well with the bling in the center. Maybe yeah, let's put him there for now. Just to give another, see, I had them in that tray. Can't hurt, can it? Let's just pop him in. What the hang? Got some linen buttons. No, they look dirty on it. Some pearl. Oh, yeah, that would work too. They certainly could find a home. Another one. There's a red button. These are all the leftover bits from the Christmas tree. So now I might just grab out the beads, because I think we could certainly stitch some beads in amongst it, just to sort of really build up the red. Oh, I could make a candy cane out of beads too, couldn't I? Well, there's an idea. It'd be just a case of stitching them in the shape we want, overlay it with another cane in beads. Yeah, we're going to do that. So I'll put them on my little workspace here. Got some flowers. Got some buttons. What else is in here? We might put a bit of silver through too. That'll pick up on that diamante that's in there. A few of these little beads just to put a bit of bling, so they can be there. What else have we got? That's a smaller version of that bead, so I might keep them in case the cane needs to be finer. There's another red button. See, we're going to tidy up our... Oh, there's a heart. Pop that on there. That could potentially be stitched in. Oh, there's a yo-yo. What's that there? Has that got potential? I think that does. Maybe that could be used over here. And maybe we could do some stripes. Yeah, let's do that. Let's couch onto this yo-yo some of our peppermint again, except we'll do it in how do we do it? In pieces, or do we wrap it? Yeah, that will work. If I wrap that around the yo-yo, that'll give me my lines. And then we can put something, I'll just cut that because I think this will work. So that'll give us our sections, and that'll be quite strong with a bit of a stitch here and there. Let's just pin that for now. And then in the center of that could go a button. There we go. I don't know what it is, but it looks good. And it's going there. It's a lolly. a bonbon, bullseye, or no, they're circular. I don't know what it is, but I like it. So that's going to go there. Yeah, love it. I think we've got lots of bits and pieces. The other thing, as I walked into the room, I spotted this in the tray. And I thought maybe there was an element here that could come out. Where have I been cutting? Here we go. I wonder. It might be not needed, but boy, oh boy. I'm going to just cut this out, guys. Sorry, you can't even see. I'm looking at this end here where I finished cutting. And I'm going to just cut this out. It's probably not needed, but I don't know. I sort of like lots of layers. So I'm going to just fussy cut this a little bit. If we don't use it, it doesn't matter. And I'm wondering if I can somehow work it into the piece, whether it's in the background or in the foreground. It will just help with the layers of lusciousness, if that makes sense. This stem coming up here is a good point to join something in, whether it be another flower from this piece or a yo-yo or a button. But if I fussy cut it out, we'll see. It might be able to go from behind the house, so it looks like it's the forest. I don't know. I don't know where I'm heading with this. I'm just spotted it and thought it's pretty. It matches. How can I include it? So let's trim it. I could always pinch another red flower out of the piece to build up the design. That little thread's coming away there. I might have to put a dab of glue on that gold thread. And it's gold. It sort of doesn't match my piece, so I might end up actually... I'm going to snip it off. It's gone. I don't need gold. I need silver, so I can always bead something there or... with the center of that flower. Can do something with that. Okay, let's get rid of all these distractions here, all these beads. Let's see what our shape looks like. Oh, it's definitely going on here somewhere, somehow. Whether it goes in behind those canes and comes up this side, possibly. We can just surround that lace a little bit. I like that. Let's get that cane in front of it. Let's get our stem right. And let's grab another flower, I think. I'm going to cut this guy out. And he's going to go up the top there. I'll go across because I need something to come in here. We might take those berries. Oh, you're not even seeing what I'm doing. Sorry, guys. Goodness me. Those berries, I think, can go there. We'll patch it in so it looks like it's meant to be. So I'm just going to fussy cut around that. So I think this is going to be foliage behind everything that I'm just did. So I can bring that down into there. Yep, so we got some berries. I can drop to scrap there. This flower is next. So as we go into the Christmas season, if you see any tablecloths, or not, probably not even tablecloths, you don't need to spend that much, but some of the table runners, we sell a lot of table runners, and I'm always looking at the fabrics in them. So next time you're out and about, go through the Christmas section and have a look at all the textiles that are there, because you'd be surprised how much of that you can pull into your slow stitch, and you'll pick up really interesting fabrics like tartans often appear at Christmas. There's some gorgeous tartans out there, and it's quite an economical way to buy a piece of fabric. Let's just put that there and get our angle right. Yep. And I've got some leaves here. I'm thinking of grabbing out one of these little holly leaves. Definitely both of them. I'll find a spot for them. Trim them out. How are we going for time? I think I did about 13 minutes before. So we're fine. See, that can disguise the fact that we've joined in there. And I've still got one leaf. So I'm going to trim him out. We might as well pop him somewhere. Okay. That there. And that can potentially just sort of poke in maybe down there. It'll just help drag that down into this corner, I'm thinking. I think I'll pin that. Oops. Catch the fabric behind. I think that cane is good, so that can be pinned. That'll stay, and I might just pop a pin here. Whoops. And then once I get these elements down, I can start looking at some stitches I can do in amongst it as well to really pull all the pieces together. Like that stitch there, it'd be pretty easy to mimic. I might end up pulling it down a little bit just to expose that So I'm going to just bend that little leaf down. A few stitches will hold that so it doesn't cover. And then when I do my beading, I can have a look at what I can do to hide. Maybe it's the button will go in the center. Yeah. To hide that gold, put a little button in the center. Yeah, I like that. That'll work. Let's get that pinned as well. And this little guy, so he's not going to fall off on my way to the lounge room. I've got to go into work today, so this will be waiting for me when I get home. And I'll just add more of these little guys along the bottom too, just to thicken up a base. And I like how that's hanging off the bottom, that shape just helps create a little bit of texture as well. Pin it so I can lift it. There's another one pinned here with a few well-placed beads and the odd diamante. I might even make a peppermint for the center of the bow. I think that'll help tie it all together as well. So the bow's going in, guys. For those of you that weren't fussed on it, trust me, it'll work. Yeah. A few more peppermints here and there, it'll be gorgeous. I'll find something. I might find some twine. Do I have any on my desk? No. Find some twine, zigzag, rickrack. I don't think I'll be able to see it, but I might if I highlight it. Can't see it. It's too white. Anything else there that I could use? Oh, here's a little bit of black cotton, but I wouldn't use black. I'd probably go and find some twine. That's an unusual noise. I don't know if you heard that. It's very gusty here today. Must be some more rain coming. All right, I think that is a very good start. Just pin that little guy there. If you'll hold for me. Yeah, and I've got lots of, I'll get rid of that fabric. Some more of these can go on. It's hard to stop. I should stop the camera and go and stitch, but another one there. Is that even attached? Yep. Oh, I like that. Look, 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 look. That's going there. I love satin ribbon. Might just trim. How am I going to do that? Fold it over. It's fiddly, fiddly. Just want to get a little edge, a little dovetail on that. So fold it over and then cut at an angle down, and you've got your little dovetail. I'll adjust that to suit. There we go, it's coming together. I could even add another one of these in behind. So pretty. But up at height, so it carries that up that side. I like that. Okay, lovely. That works a treat. That little heart could even go in there. No, I don't like that. Who knows? All right, so that's everything sort of pinned. It's now mobile, and I've got some spare bits and pieces. That's a random button. Where'd that come from? Got some beads if I want to do some beading, maybe a candy cane, some more buttons. I think that's pretty much all I need. Could probably do with a smaller silver bead. Where's that tray? I might have to go looking further afoot. Might put some little beads in. Can't hurt. What's under there? No. Keep the cotton. I think that, oh, that, look. Wow, found another one. Awesome. There we go. That worked out nicely. I'll keep that as well. All right. Okay, guys. I think I'm ready to toddle off to a good movie later on today and stitch down all the little elements and just start layering in. I sort of want the background to look like it's behind the house, and I want all of these goodies to be in front of the house and just build up a bit of a forest around our little gingerbread house. Yeah, great. Okay, I'm going to leave the video there, and when I come back, I will have completed that, and I'll have stitched all these pieces down, done some more. Terrible English today. I will have completed all this and trimmed them, and something will come of that creation. I'm loving how it's a little bit more simple, a little bit more elegant. It's nice, beautiful. And then, of course, boom, it all happens there, doesn't it? All right. Okay, everyone, thank you very much, and I'll see you very shortly and show you how it all came together. Bye for now. Hello, everyone. I'm back, and they are finished. Number 7. So the front panel is done. The little buttons are in position, and we'll come through and secure that little panel in position when needed to create the advent calendar. And if I now unbutton that little one, I can show you the gingerbread folk. Let's take that off of there. So take that one away, and there they are. So little boy and little girl. I am really pleased with the way they come together. It's probably a lot simpler than what I've normally done, but I really wanted to use some lace this time, and this piece is just so pretty the way it sort of encapsulates them anyway. So I sort of feel like I've got my styling without trying too hard, if you know what I mean. So I'm pretty pleased with those. I just top stitched everything down and used some stitches to decorate the little pinafore and the little pants. So nice and simple, a real easy little stitching project for, I think, everyone from beginners right through to more experienced. So yeah, really enjoyed that. I didn't have to think too hard. It's always good to have a piece like that. Now the one I did have to think hard with is this one. So I also started creating the neck signature as well. I realised I had enough completed to finish that. So there's my gingerbread house, or peppermint house, made from gingerbread. Let me turn that around so you can see it. Okay, everything is done except I need to find one more rosette with a little bow for right there. For the life of me, I cannot find them. I know I've got a little plastic bag of them, so I'm sure they'll come into light. I've finished decorating with some excess little buttons and a few little beads. Other than that, there's not a lot extra that you didn't see. It was just a case of pinning it all down, stitching it all down, and then, yeah, it all came together. So I'll just bring that up to the camera so you can see some of the details. So that's the little piece from the doily, or the table runner, some candy canes, and my lollies, some rosettes, the odd little bead and button, the little motifs of lace in amongst it. I ended up moving these two. they were joined together. So I end up splitting them apart and putting a little cluster through the center there. There's those little excess pieces of lace, a little bead for the button on the door. I did another lollipop over there. There's my yo-yo, and then some little candies across the guttering, and I end up using the ribbon and then adding a little rosette to that. So really pleased with it, and it's nice and lacy like I wanted. So yeah, I love it. I love it. I was a little bit concerned about this one because I don't know why it come together. So I'm not sure what I was worried about. I think I was worried about the lollies. The house I thought would be fine, but getting the lollies and a scene around it, because it just looks so plain. If you cover all that, it looks so plain without it. I was like, oh, I've got to have something. And I think this little floral trim, that really brought it alive. So yeah, really pleased with it. And as for the signature, I stitched down that doily that I got from Dad's kitchen table that Mum would always use under her fruit bowl. I believe it was either my grandmother's piece or a sister to my grandmother. I think my great aunt did all the tatting. I don't think my grandmother did as much. I'm not sure. I'll have to find out. And then I've got my Christmas tree. So at the beginning is another tatting piece. Like, it's just beautiful. Looks like a snowflake. It's so fitting for this book. And there's a little doily. So as I've said in the beginning of this series, that this Christmas red journal is going to be a place that I can store some family heirlooms of some embroidery. So once I get down and sit with my aunt, she might have a bit more of a hint of who owns what piece. So yeah, being that she probably grew up with them around the house. So I've got 2 signatures ready to go. I've got the back cover internal done with gaps there ready to take the tabs when they come through to connect the back cover to the front cover. My internal front cover is done. I don't have anything for here yet. Nothing yet. A prompt, I'm sure, will reveal itself. And we've got, in our blue book, some more advent calendar pieces. So we can slide number 7 into position. And we're closing in on the finish line. Number 4. Number 5, number 6, and number 7. So there's a panel for next time. So the panel will go at the top of the page and the piece goes there. So now we're ready. Looks like I need to tear some more pages. Now I haven't done the envelope or a pocket or some of those extra pieces. I find that I've got enough already to do, so I'm not going to do those extra ones unless something pops into my brain like the tag did. The tag sort of fitted beautifully with my project, so that sort of just became part of it pretty quickly. As for the envelope, who knows, when I start stitching all these together at the end, maybe an envelope and a pocket will come into play, but at the moment, it'll just be the prompts. Okay, everyone, that's it from me. I will leave you all be, and I will see you all in the next video, and stay safe. Bye for now. Bye.